So, Adiyan Ramanuja Dasan Swami.
Adiyan Dasan.
So, how are you?
I'm pretty good, back again in Srirangam, so I'm quite happy.
So, is this your first trip to Srirangam? Have you been here before?
Maybe like my 5th time.
The 5th time?
Yeah.
So, you've been here?
First few times I was staying like for 3 months, so...
Okay. So, you're coming to Srirangam since a decade or since...
No, first time was in January 2010.
2000, okay.
Yeah, just in time for Pongal, the last day of Margari, and Grahanam was on that day. So it was quite a hectic day
so
for my
remember
first...
that. Okay.
Yeah. I remember going for my first darshan for Periya Perumal, then going to the 1000 Pillar Mandatam and seeing Namperumal having Tirumanjanam.
Right.
Yeah.
So your first day was great actually.
It was great, yeah.
Okay.
It was like maybe too much for a first day.
I can exactly understand that. So I actually read an article in the magazine. I know you're very much aware of that article too. It says Adivadangum Argentina Adiyavar. It was in Sakthi Vikatan or Kumudam. I don't.
It was Sakthi Vikatan.
It was Sakthi Vikatan. So what made you famous?
Well, I don't know. Everybody likes to see the white guy dressing in Pachakacham and Tiruman. So I was attending a family function at Vanamamalai Mat in Triplicane. And somebody from the magazine was there. So he saw the white guy with Tiruman and Panchakacham and he said, oh, let's have an interview.
Okay.
And it was actually my last day in India at that time. So they, quite fast arranged for a reporter to come to our house where we were staying, my wife and myself. And well, basically we just had an interview. They were asking about what I was doing, how I came to Srivaishnavism and things like that.
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me go switch off my cell phone and then we'll continue our conversation.
Okay.
So, do you know how famous the article went? Are you aware of that? Actually, it went viral. I would say at least 1 million views in a very short span of time. So, are you aware of that?
Maybe not that much.
That's your 15 minutes of fame.
My 15 minutes of fame.
Right.
Yeah, no, I know. When I came back to Sri Lanka, some people say, "Oh, you're from the magazine, right?"
Yeah.
I didn't know that much. What I did find out is that Murali Andan Swami,
Varuthappa Swami?
No, Andan from
Murali Andan?
Mudali.
Murali Andan Swami. Oh, okay.
But he found out that the Kongilachan Thirumaligai, Tiruvamsam was still in existence, and he arranged for a Vigraha of Kongilachan Swami to be established.
So I'm glad you were the reason for making all connections. So you come from Spain, and then you connect people within Vaishnavism in India. Isn't that great?
I was really happy to hear about that. I was like, okay, well, that was really useful. It wasn't just my 50 minutes of fame.
Yeah, it was useful. It was useful in many ways, and it is going to be useful. We're going to talk about it. So, what made you adapt Hinduism? Where did it all started? I'm just curious to ask that.
Started back in Argentina 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
20 years ago, I got a copy of Ishvasya Upanishads by the Hare Krishna devotees, by ISKCON. I wasn't really interested at that time. At that time, I wasn't really an atheist, but I was completely not interested in religion. I was like an agnostic. Basically, my reasoning was, okay, so God may exist, may not exist, but we cannot reach Him, we cannot really know. And in some ways, it is true. But there's also a whole, philosophy backing up the idea that God does exist. So when I started reading the philosophy, I started getting some interest, and I said, okay, let's read some more because this is actually interesting. So I got a copy of the Bhagavad Gita, started reading Bhagavad Gita, and at one point I realized that, okay, so this is actually making sense, and I agree with so many things, but my way of living is not really matching this way of thinking. So I either changed my ideas or I changed my way of acting, and I did the latter. Okay. So I then started embracing Vaishnavism. So should I say ISKCON or the Hare Krishna movement was your initial initial gateway for Vaishnavism or Hinduism? I was in Argentina, and basically the ISKCON is the closest to Vaishnavism, or well, it is Vaishnavism is the closest to Hinduism in general that you can find there. There are some smaller groups, but they don't really inspire me. It's like, I think there are too many things mixed up, and I wouldn't pay attention to them. But for some reason with ISKCON, actually they got my attention.
Okay, so you were originally a Christian, if may I
A
ask?
Catholic.
A Catholic, okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't really practicing. As I was telling you, when I was in secondary school, I got to a point, and I was in a Catholic school, but I got to a point that, okay, doesn't really make much sense. Many things that, okay, I agree, but like love your brother and do good things, some things like that. Yeah, but you don't need religion for that. It's like many people who don't have any religion they think the same way. So there wasn't something special in the Catholic philosophy that actually kept hold of me.
Okay, so that was an initial search within you. You're looking for something more.
Well, I was in a Catholic school, so always getting.
Okay, so you're looking for a reason for adapting a religion.
Yeah, it's like I get all this information about Christianity, but I didn't find much of an essence in it. And I don't really say that there's no essence in it, but I just didn't get it. I didn't get it through school. Okay. So I got to the point where this is not for me. Although I was baptized, my family is so Catholics like that, but
that's very interesting because here people of Hindu origin they are being converted to Christianity here for whatever reason. But it's interesting, and then you coming back from that background and then adapting Hinduism. So, what made you come to adapt Vaishnavism in particular? So you were into ISKCON, and then you got interested, and then what brought you to Srivaishnavism, to the Ramanuja Sambandhi?
Well, I really got into ISKCON, and I was really involved with ISKCON, but some things I didn't quite agree, and some things were lacking in it, from my point of view. So it wasn't the best thing, and at some point I started knowing about Sri Vaishnavism. First of all, through the internet, some books here and there. In Argentina there's no Sri Vaishnavas.
Right. Okay.
And then also I just traveled a lot, and at one point I did start meeting some Sri Vaishnavas. So so I getting more of a taste for it. And also what I wanted to do is to learn Purva Prayogam, Apastamba Purva Prayogam, because in the West there's no really any Vadyas or anything. Right. So if you want actually to embrace this way of life, somebody will say, okay, I'll do it. So I wanted to come to India to study Prayogam. Somebody suggested that I come to Srirangam, and I say, okay, very nice, because I'm so interested in Sri Vaishnavism. Although I wasn't expected to embrace Sri Vaishnavism at one point. I was involved with ISKCON, but okay, I'll go to Srirangam. And I finally came. It took me several years. And it was very difficult for me. It's like, okay, I've never been in a Sri Vaishnava community. I'm gonna feel very like an outsider. But from the very first day, I was like, felt at home. I was telling you, my first day was very intense. I met a lot of people and it felt perfect here. Yeah,
you said it in the article. So you feel Srirangam is very much your home. Yeah. So that's what you feel. So what point you decided that you wanted to become a Ramanuja Dasa? What point you decided that, hey, this is my home and I want to become a...
Before I came to Srirangam, the idea was already there, but it's difficult to break up with something and then embrace something different. Yeah. So I wasn't at that point yet, although the idea was there in the underground. Okay. But when I came here, I realized, okay, this is for me. This is where I feel at home. This is the Sampradaya that I feel like I really belong.
And then you got your panchasamskaaram in...
Yes, because I was trying to learn Prayogam. I met Ramanuja Swami from Thirumaligai.
What Thirumaligai?
Kongilachan Thirumaligai.
Okay, so they are in Srirangam.
Because he's a Rigveda Ganapati, and I was actually expecting to learn Yajurveda, but somebody connected to him, and he connected me to the Pathashala where he was teaching. So I started going to the Pathashala for classes. But at the same time, I got involved with this family, and at that point, I didn't even know that there was actually. Her father was one of the 74 Simhasana Antipatis. I was like, okay, so it's just a traditional family from Srirangam. And one day, he said, okay, Ramanujan is calling me, and let's go to Erode for Samashrayana. Said, oh, great, who's the Acharya? Yeah. My father. Oh, your father's an Acharya? Okay, very nice.
So until Ramanuja Swami told you about his lineage, he belongs to one of the Simhasana Adhipatis, so you didn't aware that you're going to get panchasamskaaram?
No. Okay. No. At that point, it was very early on my first few days in Srirangam, so I wasn't at that point yet.
Okay. I think somebody else decided for you that you belong here, so God made that connection for you. Maybe.
Yeah, and he was saying, okay, where are you staying? Well, I'm staying in this lodge. It's not a nice lodge, but I don't have much money. Well, don't stay there. I mean, that's a nice place. Come to stay at Thirumaligai.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. So actually moved there and stayed with the our acharya for 2 months. For over 2 months.
For 2 months. That's even many of the sishyas here. We don't get that chance too. We don't get to stay with our acharya for 2 months. So that's very nice. You had a great experience in your initial visit to Srirangam. And so you didn't stop just with Sampradaya. So you are not just with Srivaishnavism. You said you were looking for a Vadyar in your country, in Argentina.
No, not Argentina. Well, by that time I was living in Spain.
In Spain, okay.
And either in Spain or Argentina, there's no Vadyars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
okay.
there's some
and then
people...
you decided to become one.
Yeah, I don't know if become a Vadyar, that's maybe too much, but at least learn some of the prayers so I can actually practice it.
Okay.
I won't get the full training, I won't get to the full Adhyaya, Yajurveda Adhyaya, but at least the important, suktams and mantras for the prayoga, that was my goal.
Okay, so that's for your own Thiruvaradhana.
Well, no, this is
for your daily pujas.
No, this is for performing samskaras for my family and for others.
For others, okay,
yeah.
Okay. So that's where so you are learning not for preaching or not for as a Vadyar in your country, but you are learning to practice within your family and then start doing the rituals.
Yeah, first of all with my family, that's for sure, and whoever else needs it around in Spain.
Okay.
So
do you do some preaching in Spain or Argentina at this point?
Very little. Almost nothing, because right now I got married, I got a daughter, I'm still in college right now, so the last few years have been very, very intense, so barely any time for anything. I always have this idea of making programs and inviting people to chant Vishnu Sahasranama at home or anything like this, but it hasn't happened yet. Always this idea, set up a blog, but the blog has like maybe 2 articles in the last 2 years. So everything is there. I'm sure it's going to happen someday, but right now, because of my situation, it's been very tough.
Okay. So did you get a connection with fellow Sri Vaishnavas in Spain or Argentina now?
There were no Sri Vaishnavas in Spain, not that I'm aware of, except now, we got a few.
You got a few, so how did you get that few?
Well, the next one in Spain was also from Argentina, so from my neighborhood. We know for many years, and he was also interested in coming to Sri Lanka. He was calling me, and so I advised him a few things, places to visit. He knew somebody, met another person from Sri Lanka. This same person introduced him to our acharya. So eventually he also got panchasamskaaram.
Okay, so you also brought many more people from your country, one more person at least.
I wasn't really, maybe indirectly responsible.
I know, it's all decided somewhere, but you brought your friend, and then how did you get married? So did you get married in Srirangam or in your country?
We got married in Srirangam. She's from Spain. I'm from Argentina.
Okay.
In Spain.
Yeah, she's from Spain.
Everybody goes to Tiro Vedantai and prays to Nitya Kalyana Perumal to get married. Okay, so some friend took me to Tiro Vedantai.
Okay.
I didn't know the story of the Dividation, didn't know that people go there.
See, there was already a person there. He had a hidden agenda in taking you to Tiro Vedantai.
And I was actually hearing about the story of the Dividation while standing in line for darshan.
Okay.
By the time I was there for darshan, the Archaka said, "Oh, Kalyana Siddhi Praptirastu," and gave me a garland.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, when I went back to Spain, maybe 1 month later, I met who now is my wife.
Right.
So again, coming to the point that there's no Vadyar in Spain, and which better place to get married than Sri Rangam. So we came here and we got married already 3 years ago.
3 years ago, okay. So how is your wife coping up with your religious practices? Is she adapting Vaishnavism or?
She's also taking up Vaishnavism. She hasn't taken Samashrayana yet, but she's into Vaishnavism. She accepts everything. So
you are very lucky. We have a very tough time in that to make our wives adapt Sri Vaishnavism. So you're really lucky. And then I also heard you named your daughter as Sumati, very interestingly.
Sumati.
So Sumati, yeah. What's the reason? What made you name her as Sumati?
Well, Sumati is the original name of who is regularly known as Kongu Pirati.
Kongil Pirati. So who is Kongil Pirati?
Kongu Pirati was basically...
See, now you come to a point that you start educating us. So you can tell us a few lines about Kongil Pirati.
So Kongu Pirati is kind of in the middle of my relationship with Swami Ramanuja. Because Swami Ramanuja was staying here in Srirangam almost 1,000 years ago. And Kongu Pirati, who was hailing from Kongu Deshan, from... it's kind of this, difficult to say the exact village. I mean, there's some discussions about that. But it's from Kongu Deshan, that's why he was called Kongu Pirati. There was some severe drought in the place, so the family moved to Srirangam for some time. She met Swami Ramanuja, got very attached to him, and at one point, family was returning back to their native village. So when she was taking leave of Swami Ramanujan, Swami Ramanujan offered her padukas, his padukas, for her to worship back in her village.
So you belong to that Koyil Kongilachan Thirumaligai. Yeah. You have your Acharya Sambandham in that Thirumaligai.
Exactly. So her original name was Sumati.
Sumati, okay.
So I named our daughter in honor of her.
Okay. So did any other Shishya from Kongilachan Thirumaligai have named their daughters as Sumati? I'm unsure of that.
I have no idea.
Okay. Okay.
Not that I'm aware of, but...
Okay. So that's very interesting. So we spoke about how you traveled, your journey started from Argentina, from via ISKCON, and then you ended up becoming a Ramanuja Dasa in Srirangam. It's been your 5th trip to Srirangam now, right? So how do you feel comfortable here? How are the people here treat you? Did you have a chance to visit any other Divya Desam? I know you visited Tirubadandai, so as a result of that you got married. Now, have you tried visiting any other Divya Desam? How do you feel in general?
Yeah, I visited many Divya Desams. I don't know how many, maybe 30, 40.
30, 40?
Yeah, maybe let's see, I mean the ones in the Trichy area, some in Nangur, Kanchipuram, with these 3 clusters, you have lots of them. Then go on a little bit, Kumbhakona also. So you should have covered pretty much all of Chaurya Desam. More or less.
More or less.
Yeah,
okay.
There's still many places to go because it's difficult. Unless you hire a cab and a tourist and you have enough time, it's very difficult to visit each one of them. So there's a lot of them that I'm missing. But I visited in this area, then in Chennai, Tiruvalikeni, then Tirumala, Hobilam, then go north, Mathura, Gokul, Naimisharanya, Shalagramam. I went up north to Shalagramam, Tiru Shalagramam. So
very interesting.
If you sum all of them, actually I visited a lot of them, and people were very, very nice everywhere. Okay, so how comfortable are you with the fellow Sri Vaishnava community in Srirangam and in many other Divya Desams? What you're not new here. You've been here for 5 years now. You are a Ramanuja Dasan for past 5 years. So how do you feel? Yeah, people still are asking me, are you ISKCON? Because just I'm white. So somebody white doesn't matter. Tiruman or the Shanka is still showing my shoulders. Right. Or white, ISKCON. Okay. But anyway, I've been coming here for a long time, so many people recognize me. Yeah. And even from the magazine, after the magazine, some people, they get from the magazine. Anyway, there's no issues here. I mean, haven't got any problems. So having discussed about all this, did you get a chance to choose between your Vadagalai or Tengalai, between Marchar Kishorna and Markata Kishorna? Did you choose which sect you wanted to belong in Vaishnavism? Were you given a chance, or what do you think? What's your general comment? I did spend a lot of thought on it. Okay, it's so you did? Okay. Yeah, it's not that, I was staying with an Acharya for some time, so just because of that I'm gonna take some shine from it. No, I did spend a lot of time thinking about it. Looking at the 18 different doctrinal differences and see, because it's difficult. It's not a black and white thing, You start looking at the Shastra, and of course I'm not that deep into the Shastra to actually make a decision. So basically I'm following the commentaries of other people, analyzing the differences. And because of my background, I might say, okay, these points might be closer to the Vadagalai. These points might be closer to Tengalai, but overall I was much closer to Tengalai side.
I see.
So then I was next step. Okay, so then who to choose an acharya? Because usually people hear, okay, it's my family acharya, so I go get some shrinam from him. For me, it was not the case. I have to actually make the decision. And I decided maybe because I was maybe too involved with the family, my friend with his son and like this, and is it proper? Maybe it's better to go to somebody else, But finally, no, this is the correct thing. This is a natural thing for me. I had a relationship with them, so I approached them. I requested some shrinam. They say okay, so that's how it happened.
So, any other interesting stories have you got to share during your visits to the Vedesam or visit to Srirangam? Or your experiences back home, how do people, you have obviously a shike, and then do you wear thiruman to your office as well?
No, not to the office.
Not to the office, okay.
I wear thiruman in the morning, doing Tiruvaradhanam. Yeah, but it's a little bit too much. Even if you're in India, maybe you can get away with it in the West. And I guess if you want to be a pioneer, I could also do it, but to the office, I probably get into problems,
Yeah, I personally feel actually, I don't think it's easy to get away with India as well.
No, easy no, yeah. But you might get away.
You might,
but being a white guy, I will get questioned right away.
But you don't get any complaints for your shike,
No.
That's still okay with you.
I've been having a shika for 16 years.
For 16 years, okay, okay. So that's the time that you started to know about ISKCON.
Oh, I was before, but at that point I got a shika and I kept it from there and never had any problems. Maybe so many people wearing some weird hairstyles, so this is not a big thing. Sometimes they're like, are you Buddhist or something? And people ask me.
So you still continue your daily Tiruvaradhanam, daily pujas in your place every day in the morning?
Every day.
Every day in the morning, so you don't miss that one day?
No, I don't think, I haven't missed it.
So you got your Perumal, obviously, you got your Tiruvaradhanam Perumal. So what Perumal have you got?
I got a lot of them.
A lot of them, okay.
I mean, I started with the Shaligram Shila.
Okay. You have a Shaligram, okay.
And I have many Shaligrams now.
Oh.
But that time was, the first one was back in 2001. So from then I haven't missed Tiruvaradhanam once.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, and it was one Shaligram for some time, and then some others start coming. At one point I had several Shaligrams, and I want to have actually Vigraha, Lakshmi Narasimha Vigraha. I didn't get a Lakshmi Narasimha Vigraha, but I did get a Narasimha Vigraha from our Acharya.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's very interesting.
So yeah, we do have a room completely dedicated for Tiruvaradhanam.
So you had a chance to enter into Vaishnavism via ISKCON Gateway. So do you think there are, is this common for anyone in Argentina or Spain that they look for answers from other religions as well, or how did you get to explore, or do you think there are other people who might be waiting to join in the Vaishnava community?
Yeah. I mean, for me it was by chance. Basically, I got the book and just got interested. I wasn't looking for it. It's like, I wasn't looking for Vaishnavism. Vaishnavism actually found me.
Found you, okay.
Got me. But yeah, there in the West, there's a lot of potential for people to actually take Sri Vaishnavism. Just need somebody to actually give them the chance to know about it. And I remember reading a report from Argentina several years ago about the amount of religions that were registered in, let's say, the last decade. I mean, the amount of religions increased like 300% or something.
300%.
Yeah, okay. I'm just making up the numbers, but it was a lot. In 2 decades, the number of registered religions grew like anything. People are looking for it,
right.
And sometimes they're not happy with what they have available, so look for something else. So many religions are coming up, and if somebody starts preaching Sri Vaishnavism, many people will take it.
That's very interesting fact for us, because we are fighting against religious conversion in villages. People get converted to Christianity, and then we are fighting back, and then we have a Garvapsi program trying to bring back people to Hinduism. So you have a great inspirational story, I should be honest. So the way you wear your thiruman, and then it looks good on you. It fits you so perfectly. I'm sure this would be a tight slap for many of the seculars here in India. So you have a good story, and thanks for sharing all your experiences with us. Have you got anything else to say?
Well, the grass is always greener on the neighbor's yard, right? So here in India, familiarity brings contempt.
Yeah.
So, and Vaishnavism, Hinduism in general is such a wide area of knowledge, practices, and traditions that it's no surprise that people get lost and find no interest because they might see only the superficial things. So when they get something new and shiny from the West, okay, let's look for that. But there's so many things to look into it, and I don't say that people shouldn't take to Christianity if they feel that it fits them, perfect. But here in Vaishnavism and Hinduism in general is such a rich culture.
Right.
So
would you like to recite a sloka or any Tamil pasaram that you learned? Because we like to listen to pasarams and slokas from a white person. I mean, you are not a white person anymore. You are a fellow Ramanuja Dasa. Maybe you are Acharya Taniyam?
Oh, okay. Kongil Guru Tamapuli Kula Buddhipur.
Maybe a little louder.
Kongil Guru. I get all nervous. I mean, when people ask me to recite in camera.
Recite in camera. Okay, maybe you could close your eyes. No, it's just that we feel great. Whatever conversation that we had, right? But that's equal to someone reciting a sloka, a white guy reciting a sloka. We get excited for that. And as I told you, we confess that you come in our way as a great inspiration when you compare it to what religious conversion and other secular issues that we face in Bharat. So
okay, so maybe we jump into Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. Maybe that's the way where you started. So why don't we go with Krishna? Yeah.
Okay, so basically with Krishna we get the Bhagavad Gita, and so many things in Bhagavad Gita. You do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And Arjuna is saying, but this is very difficult. And so, it's true. So finally Krishna is saying, well, just don't worry. I mean, just follow all this is very beneficial for you and for everybody else, but don't put your faith, your dependence that you're going to save yourself. Just do it and I will take care of it. And if there's any faults or anything, don't worry.
So that's the core crux of Sharanagati, right? The Srivaishnava
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm skipping 17 chapters and going back to the end. And Krishna said, Sarva dharmam parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyaha mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. So all these summers we discuss karma yoga, jnana yoga, and so difficult to follow, and even it's not possible for everybody to follow. I mean, so some people will say no, only for Tribatnikas, so it's all this. But either case, just do what you can. I mean, this is Dharma, you have to follow it. I mean, it's your duty to follow it, but don't depend on it. I mean, I will take care of it. If there's any problems, any papams, Suchaha, don't fear, I will take care of it, and I will grant you moksham.
That's a poetic ending that you brought with Vaishnavism. So just again, you are a great inspiration to all of us, and very proud of you actually, and then very glad that you spent some time with us. Thank you, and Adiyan Ramanuja Dasan.
Thank you very much, Dasan. Adiyan.